Hi guys, this is Web3 Boy and welcome back to the channel once again. And today we are going to be solving this first problem of Open Zeppelin. And this was very intriguing for me personally because the contract somehow looks like this. And I don't know what actually this was at when I first glanced at this. So after quite a lot of research, I got through this level, and let's see what this contract actually says, what this particular challenge actually says. So it says some contracts will simply not take your money, right? The goal of this level is to make the balance of the contract greater than zero, and says the things that might help is fallback methods, and sometimes the best way to attack a contract is with another contract, right? And we have done this before, right? We have made an attack contract, and we have attacked the main contract with that, right? So this is the same thing, and beyond the console is actually, it says go to remix id and do that, right? And earlier in our past contracts, what we were doing is we were actually looking through the code and just looking through the code, we were trying to figure out what actually the code was saying, right? But in this particular code, there's nothing to figure out, right? So we'll just see how it goes for us, right? So the contract has no balance, zero balance, and we have to at least send some ether to this contract to win this level, right? So there were a few things that I have collected, and the first thing is, how do you send an ether to a contract that has nothing, right? That has nothing, no fallback function, nothing, right? And let me just show you how fallback function is, right? This is the fallback function, receive and fallback function. If your contract has a receive function and a fallback function, and you send ether to this particular contract, the receive and fallback function will trigger, right? And it will receive the ether, right? This is how fallback function works. But in our force contract here, there is no receive function, no fallback function, right? And if you have no receive function and no fallback function, how do you send ether to the contract? This is quite intriguing to me when I first saw it. But I found this particular blog where this particular person, this is Ethereum smart contract best practices, and it basically told me how do you send some Ethereum to a contract. And this has basically three methods through which you can send a transaction with some ETH and force feed a contract with some ether. But out of those three, I basically explored the self-destruct and pre-calculated deployments. These are the two methods through which I can force feed some ether to a contract. And one more thing, guys, I'll just link it if you guys want, and you can just read it. And one more thing is, this was very nice explanation of how to send ether to a contract. And there were let me just come down here and there was this self-destruct function. Okay, yeah, forcing ether to a contract via self-destruct, right? So this is the victim contract that has no receive function and fallback function, right? And you are the attacker, and you are sending some Ethereum via self-destruct. That means there is this property of self-destruct function that actually, if you are an attacker, you have a contract, this is the contract, right? And you want to destroy this contract and its trace from the blockchain. So what you will do is, you will just trigger self-destruct function to this particular contract. And what self-destruct actually does is, it completely destroys this particular smart contract, and whatever Ethereum it has, whatever contract has the balance, it just sends all the balance to the victim address, right? Let me show you how it actually looks. If it is here, no, it is not here. So here is the remix, and let me just show you. So this is how a self-destruct function actually looks, right? So what you do is you just call self-destruct, and you give a parameter, you pass a parameter, that is the target address, and the target address is the address to which all the Ethereum will be credited, right? I mean, if this is the hack function and this is calling the self-destruct, so this particular smart contract will be destructed and deleted from the blockchain, but whatever it has, the ether, whatever balance it has, it will be sent to this particular target. I hope it is very clear to you guys. Now let's go to our Ethernet problem. And one more thing is there's this second way through which you can just just force feed ether to a contract, and this second way is actually very much interesting. And to let you guys know, you guys can actually, I mean, anybody can actually find the address of a contract before even deploying that contract. There's this second way of forcing ether to a contract and more, and it is very much interesting. So this particular method actually says a contract address is deterministic. That means you can determine the contract address before even deploying it, right? And how do you define it? It's the rightmost 160 bits of the KICAC 256 hash of an RLP encoding of the sender's address and the transaction nuns. Whatever it is saying, you can just just forget everything, and just, if you have the address of the sender, right? If like, let's say this is my public address, and I am deploying a contract, right? So this is my address, right? I have the address and I have to find the nuns, right? If I have the nuns and the address of the sender, then I can run this Python script and I can find out the contract address beforehand, before even deploying it, right? And I can send some ether to it. So this is also the second way. And one more thing is how to find nuns. This is something I found out on the internet. To find the nuns of a wallet, so you can just call this particular function and you can find the nuns of the transaction, and just run this Python script, and you can find out the contract address beforehand, right? So these are the two ways through which you can just find out, force feed ether to a contract. So what we'll be doing today is we'll be trying this self-destruct function, and self-destruct opcode is basically, just let me read it out for you guys. When the self-destruct opcode is called, funds of the calling address are sent to the address of the stack, and execution is immediately halted. Since this opcode works on the EVM level, solidity level functions that might block the receipt of ether will not be executed, right? So if you have a self-destruct function, and if you call this particular opcode in your contract, so it will just delete the trace of the contract from the blockchain and send every ether it has to whatever address you are defining, right? So let me just go to remix, and here I have already made this contract. That contract is basically hack. So this is hack. We have a constructor, and constructor is basically I'm giving a target address. That address is going to be the instance address that we have, and constructor is going to be payable, and we are calling this self-destruct, and we are giving this target, right? So this particular contract will be destroyed from the blockchain, and whatever amount we are specifying in here is going to be transferred to this particular address, whatever the target address we are giving, right? So let's just close everything and go to our ether node. So you can just get your new instance. So we have this new instance, And one more thing, I'll just show you the balance of this instance so that you can just check that the balance of this instance is already 0. And I'm just pasting it right here. So get balance is basically it is 0 right now. But what I'll be doing is I'll be taking this particular address, right, and I'll be force feeding this address with some ETH from this hack contract, right? So I'll be just calling it, I mean deploying it with the constructor function that is this one, and I'm giving this target, right? The target is basically this instance, right? So this particular contract will be deleted forever, and I'll just send, let's say 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the way amount that I'm sending to this address, and this will be destroyed forever, and this much way will be transferred to this particular instance. So let's just deploy it, and okay, here it is. I'm just confirming it right now. It is going to be confirmed, and then I'll be checking the balance of my instance, and if the balance of the instance is increased by some way, then that means that the contract has been updated with some particular ETH amount, right? And basically the balance of the contract is greater than 0. That means if we have successfully sent some amount of ether in the contract, right, and then this level will be succeeded, right? So I'm just waiting for the okay, the transaction is confirmed, and if I just call it right now, let's see. Okay, so the way amount is updated right here, and we have now updated our instance with some way, right? And now I'll be submitting my instance, and after submitting my instance, I hope this particular level will be cleared, and I'll be just confirming it, and you guys will see that we have successfully completed this particular level, right? And this is it, guys. I guess like this was very I mean easy yet very tough for me. Like it took me a lot to basically figure out how to self-destruct a particular contract, but it gave me a new idea about the self-destruct. Okay, I'll be doing this vault problem from OpenZeppelin in the next video. And this is it, guys. If you guys have liked my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.